opinion, out of those positions, or if you have a position that's not listed, which one is the most intriguing to you out of those positions?
It's a tough list because I'm still doing like a bit of a series talking about this as well on my channel, but when I've started kind of looking at this, I realized just how deep this roster is. Because you think about it, like, I look at the positions you have listed, like running back, there's like 5-6 guys who could make the roster. Edge, we have 5-6 guys. Safety, I think, to me, safety is interesting because I have high hopes for Hufanga. I think he showed some good, decent stuff as a rookie. What's really telling to me, though, is the fact that we clearly had no interest in bringing back Jaquiski Tartt. Now, I think compared to more like a lot of Niner fans, I liked him a lot more than most Niner fans. Was he ever going to be a Pro Bowler? No, but he was a guy who was kind of right place at the right time.
Right.
Doesn't always catch the ball when he should, but I think they clearly see there's potential elsewhere. I think the George Odom pickup, pretty solid pickup, great special teamer, and he played some safety, so that's interesting. I think what's probably though most important for the team is going to be what's going to happen with the interior offensive line. So, it sounds for right now, anyways, that Aaron Banks is that left guard. Jake Brendel, is he going to be the center? And then Brunskill, maybe, we know Brunskill's kind of been at right guard for a couple years now. So I think if they want to keep him there, it makes sense. However, let's just say, right, because training camp hasn't happened yet, but when the pads come on and we're playing preseason games, if you have a guy, let's say like Jalen Moore, right? He showed some things last year. If he comes in and if he is just dominant, right, in training camp and in preseason, what do you do with Jalen Moore? Maybe you move Jalen Moore and have him start at right guard. We know Brunskill can play center. Right. Plus, Shanahan kind of, what he usually looks for is that center who's like been around the league. We signed Weston Richburg, Alex Mack. So maybe he'll lean towards a Brunskill at center. So that's why I'm really intrigued by it. I don't know what's going to happen. But to me, that's going to be the most interesting thing. And of course, we know just how important it is for Trey Lance to have that good blocking up front. We know Trent Williams, best left tackler in football, easy, lock it in. I think it sounds like McGlinchey. I think he's been on a couple of shows lately. He sounds like he's for sure going to be ready to go week 1. And hopefully he can at least be as good as he's been before, if not better. He's in a contract year, so there we go. But yeah, what happens with the other 3 positions, we'll see. To me, that's the most intriguing one.
I agree with you. This is the first time in a while where we have a lot of depth at multiple positions along this team on both sides of the ball. And training camp is finally here, and we'll see how it plays out. Gotta say, what's good to David McNew? He says, just say no to Jimmy G. That's not the first time I've heard that. Also got Cincinnati crew in the building. What's good? Appreciate you tuning in tonight. There's no doubt the interior of the offensive line will be a huge battle. The 49ers have made significant additions to the offensive line. You look at Aaron Banks, last year's second-round pick. Some would say that's a reach, but we'll see what happens in training camp. Also, Lincoln Tomlinson, Pro Bowl worthy guard. He leaves, takes the big money from the New York Jets. I don't think anyone's really blaming him. Also, Alex Mack retires. I would say I wasn't shocked because he forfeited a workout bonus, and I know he's made millions, but he just said, hey, I don't need that $250,000. Usually most people wouldn't do that, right? So you got to figure the 49ers had a plan to address the center position. I think that was Jake Brendel. We also picked up UDFA Donovan West. He could be we'll see if he makes the 53-man roster. I'll be surprised by that, but we will talk about that a little bit later. But outside of the offensive line, I would say I think corner is going to be A position where I think this is the first time, at least I can say, in the Shanahan era that the 49ers have a plethora of cornerbacks, young and veterans mixed together. Last year we were depending on often injured Jason Verrett, a guy who he's only played double-digit games in 2 out of 7 seasons. Also, we picked up Josh Norman. I mean, he was starting for us. He had that peanut punch, but when that wasn't working, he was penalizing the team with defensive pass interferences and all that. So, I think Charvarius Ward was a great pickup. Picking him up in free agency, he's played a lot of big games with the Kansas City Chiefs. We know how successful they've been in the last few years. I think you kind of got to pencil in him and Emmanuel Moseley being the starters, and then we'll see what happens at that nickel corner spot. Ambry Thomas came on late last year. He started to play pretty well. You still got Demo Lenore. You got Darqueze Dennard, who was brought back. I think he played only in December for us, I believe. Like, he was a really, really late addition. And then you look at Samuel Womack, you look at Tariq Castro-Fields. So we just have an influx of youth, and you still got Dante Johnson. He can play the safety, he can play the corner. So I'm looking at the cornerback position, and you could literally go to a lot of different positions. I think a lot of positions could be up for grabs, and that's what's got me so excited about training camp. This season, because I don't think we really had these many question marks in past seasons. I don't believe so.